Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you so much for joining me. Well, it's release day over at the Simon Says Stamp Shop, and today we are going to play with one of the items in the brand new release. The release is called Hello Beautiful. Lots of fun spring themed items over there. I'll link the Simon Shop if you guys want to check it out. But I get the pleasure of playing with some of Suzy's watercolor prints today. This is the first set that I've gotten to play with. This set is actually called Easter Pals, so of course it's spring and Easter themed. Each of these panels are A2 in size. They are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, and I like that there's 2 of each, so you get 24 prints, 2 of each pattern, which is really nice. I love Suzy's prints, how playful they are. They just make you smile. Now the prints on the smooth side of your watercolor cardstock. The watercolor cardstock is actually Tim Holtz's watercolor cardstock. So the texture side's on the reverse. So the smooth makes it nice because if you don't want to color with watercolor, you could use your colored pencils, any other color medium that you want. That's because you have that smooth option, which is really nice. And if you like layering like I do, you get 2 of them. So you can trim one up and layer one on top of the other. So that's a nice option. I'm going to do watercoloring today, so I have my little paintbrush and my little water bin. I'm going to use some mini distress ink cubes. I have a variety of bright colors, and that's what I love for my Easter cards. And so that's what we're going to use to color in this cute little bunny that just makes you smile. Okay, I did leave the coloring in. Coloring is pretty basic. I'm not a watercolor expert whatsoever. I do, on a larger image, like to add a little bit of water to the cardstock first, and then do my shading with my Distress ink cubes. I do dilute my Distress ink cube. I just smush them on my little craft mat here and then add water with my paintbrush to dilute it. Then I highlight it with a more concentrated of the Distress ink. So more water means less color. You know, of course, less water means more color. I did leave the coloring in. I'm going to play a little music while I color, and then when I am done coloring, I will catch you back. Okay, coloring is just about finished up. I did add a little more shading to his little arm here, but I'm going to fussy cut out my image. I wanted to put this little guy in a cute little frame, and so it just makes it nice when you fussy cut out. That way I could pop him up and put him on my card friend. But once he is fussy cut out, I'm going to go ahead and clean up my mess. And I did use my heat gun to dry him, so he's nice and dry for my framing. Now for my frames, we're gonna bring in just awing how cute he is. Okay, Liz loves spring. I love the bright colors of spring. Okay, we're gonna bring in my craft mat, and for my background, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little ink smushing with my oxide, or these aren't even oxide, these are little mini distress ink cubes. But I'm gonna use 3 colors. I have Twisted Citron, I'm gonna use my Salty Ocean, and then I'm gonna use my Squeezed Lemonade. I'm going to add some water, and then I'm going to take a panel that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, so it's completely going to cover my card front. And I just wanted to give this panel a little bit of watercolor in the background, a little bit of extra color to keep it springy and Eastery. So smushing's pretty easy. I haven't did this in a while either. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more of my Squeezed Lemonade and a little bit more Twisted Citron. Spray it with my water bottle, and then I'm going to do the top part of this panel here. Now I'm using regular cardstock, so it's really absorbing really fast, which is okay. So I don't mind that. I'm going to add a little blue to the bottom of the panel. I think I got a little too much, so I'm going to lightly add a little bit of blue, and then the color does pull back when it dries, and I am going to use my heat gun to dry my panel. But I love the soft colors here. I didn't want just a blue sky background. I wanted a little bit of pattern back there with different colors. Okay, so my panel is dry. It did warp quite a bit, so I'm going to load it up with adhesive, and this is going to go directly on my card front. I do want to add a little bit of black splatter. My sentiment's going to be black, so I wanted a little bit of black detail in there. Now I'm just using black soot distress ink. This is going to pull back quite a bit, so it's not going to be real stark black. It's going to be gray, but I'm going to fix that at the end of the video here. Once my splatters are added, I'll dry it once more, try to flatten it out, but most of it's going to be covered with my panel, and so I just want to make sure I got some on the top and bottom. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and flip my panel. Oh no, we're going to die cut out our frame. I have these frames from Hero Arts. C&CT Stamp carries them, and they're wonderful. They are the wood infinity frames. I'm going to take the second largest frame and die cut out a frame with white cardstock. Now this is just going to give a textured detail to a white frame that's about a 1/2 inch wide, and I like that, especially for white frames. We're going to add lots and lots and lots of adhesive behind our panel and put it on our card base. Hopefully it'll flatten. And then I'm going to take my print and add it on the inside of my frame. I want the ears coming out of the top, but I want the eggs to stay behind the frame on the right side. So I'm just kind of fixing it. And then I want his feet to be on the outside of the frame too. Once I'm happy with my placement, I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to add adhesive all over my bunny, and then the eggs and the frame also. This way I could pop it up on my panel and give me a little bit of dimension. I'm just going to remove the release paper and center it on my panel. And you can see this panel basically covers most of my card front, but you can still see the little bit of color in the back. For my sentiment, I'm going to be using the All Things Happy sentiment strip pack from C&CT Stamp. Now this I've used a lot, but I like it because they are, all you do is trim them down with your paper trimmer, and it makes it so easy. I chose Happy Easter for my card today, but there is lots of sentiments in here that have to do with happy. I'm going to add that to the front of my bunny, and then I'm going to take my black marker and we're going to do a little faux dotting. Basically I'm going to go over the pale dots that we created with the black soot. It did pull back quite a bit, and I wanted a little bit more black detail in my background, so we're just going to take our black marker. I think I'm using a Memento marker, and I'm just adding some extra black dots, some fake splatter. Okay, last but not least, we're going to add some bells and whistles. I'm using my Rose Water Nouveau Jewel Drops. And I went over the dotted egg and the striped egg with that. And then eventually we're going to add white drops to the center of the flowers on the larger egg that the bunny's holding. You'll see that in the close-ups. But I left his tail white. He's a little cottontail, but I wanted to add some more texture. With the prints, you can't really do a lot of layering, so this is the way I do it, by adding lots of bells and whistles and frames and stuff. I did add glue to my little bunny's tail, and then I took one of my pom-poms. I believe Simon sells these, I'll list them below, but I just cut it in half, and then this way you can kind of stretch it out a little bit. You want to make sure you have lots of glue, that way it doesn't fray when you set it out, but I added half of a pom-pom to my little bunny's tail. And that is my card today, guys. I encourage you guys to check out the release. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a fabulous day. We will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.